Hey, hey, family, welcome. I got a treat for y'all. I got a treat. Again, welcome. Welcome to JT's afternoon snack in history. So get your afternoon snacks ready because I got a good one. And who knows, I might do a bonus one. It depends how I feel. But first thing foremost is subscribe and like to my channel. The Darkness Awakens. Let's get them likes and them views up of my live streams and my videos. Very much appreciate. Let's get those up. K Black, what's good, brother? What's good? Welcome. Hit the bell when I come with a powerful live stream or video. Also, hold on, fam. Let me see you get this out. Get it out the way. And also, family, if you wanna get in touch with me on my Facebook page, is Jerry Thomas. I got my own Facebook group, all in caps, JTNVP. Thinking for ourselves. Also, I have a Twitter account, all in caps, at JTBlackman44. After that, I got my Instagram account on lower caps, JT Blackstar. I'm going to put my signature as I always do. And I got some powerful to bring to y'all. Watch out. So let me put my thing in here. And we're going to get this thing cracking. Welcome again, K Black. Subscribe and like. And K Black, he part of the LDBC. They be bringing sports, entertainment. They actually do interviews with the boxes that we watch on TV. I fuck with these brothers, so subscribe and like to him, K Black, and just do that. Got that, yo. I vouch for them. Trust me, I vouch for them. And what's up, Sheena? What's good? What's good? So let me get this out the way. Subscribe and like to Sheena too. And Chief Stay Sleep. Subscribe and like to my brother Chief Stay Sleep. He's doing the Black History Month series. I want you to check out his channel. He brings some powerful stuff too. So check him out too. Subscribe and like to him. Again, subscribe and like to my channel. The Darkness Awakens. And let me get this out the way. And we're gonna get this thing popping. Like I said before, I might do another one. Depends how it is. Or I might wait another one. Might do another powerful one for dinner. And also, like I said, look at the title, JT Afternoon Snack in History. Conversation. Bring your afternoon snacks on. We're gonna go and eat. We're gonna eat and we're gonna talk and we're gonna learn about our history. That's what we're gonna do. That's how the darkness I do it. When I do it right. I be chefing, like I be saying. I be chefing up in the kitchen. Also, I be chefing up information. You know, I never seen nothing like this before. But I bring to the ones who wants to listen. Who wants to listen. So sit back. Let the darkness chef up this information. Let's learn from it. And let's build on it. Like I said before, and I'm gonna say this. I'm most likely it's probably the first time I say this on my hangout. I don't want to be the information. I want to be part of the information. I'm gonna use this and understand what I'm saying. When you do the trilogy of the Bible, it says the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. When you have people that just want to be the information, just want to be the information, want to hold information themselves, and they want to falsify, do the same parasite bullshit, me, myself, and I. That's not the way to go about it. Be part of information, let it manifest on you, and bring your own thing on it to progress. And that's very important. We have to understand. Let these people know. Let's stop selling us some bullshit. Give us the real. If it's not the real, that means no, don't be a part of that. There's a whole lot of stuff be happening lately, and some of us do not want to. I'm not talking about the ones on the chat, because I know you're good. I know y'all would talk. I know y'all talk to the real. So I'm not talking about that. But there's quite a few people on this sector of YouTube. They be acting like they know it all, but they don't. If you're not willing to impact other people's lives, get the fuck out of the way and let the other people doing that. Me, myself, and I. You know, such that me, myself, and I. When you gain the information, our scholars in the past, they didn't think like that. They didn't have the mindset like that. They didn't. Welcome, Leonard. Welcome. Get this out the way. We gonna get this thing cracking. All right. Get this out the way. All right. Now, we switch it back. Welcome, Leonard. Welcome. Thanks for coming, family. I will get to y'all shortly. Well, I'm gonna learn more about Fannie Lou Hamer, one of my heroes. Well, I say one of my sheroes. Fannie Lou Hamer. Let's go, family. I'm so excited because I'm very excited. Fannie Lou Hamer was an American voting and women's rights activist, community organizer, and a leader in the African American civil rights movement. Born October 6, 1917, Montgomery County, Mississippi. Died March 14th, 1997. Spouse Perry Hamer, 1944 till she passed. Her parents was Ella Townsend, James Lee Townsend. Album, the songs My Mother Taught Me, and we is going to get this going, family. Yeah, we gonna get this going, family. We gonna get it going. All right. Fannie Lou Hamer. Again, I said on October 6, 1917. As again, I said March 14th, 1977. Byron, it was an American voter, women's rights activist, community organizer, and a leader of African American civil rights movement. She was a co-founder and vice chair of the Freedom Democrat Party. Now, the Freedom Democrat Party, I know you people hearing it, it still does exist. Again, they don't mention her. I don't understand. We be creating things, and they don't be giving us our due. Okay, let's keep it going. Was she represented at the 1964 Democratic National Convention? Hamer was also organizing Mississippi Freedom Summer along with the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, that's in parentheses as SNCC. She was also co-founded of the National Women Political Caucus, an organization created to recruit, train, and support women of all races to wish elections to government office. I must say this, a lot of people call it as a feminist. No, she held by people first. She always put us first, and then the women's, that's what she always take care of. I had to throw that in and everything. So she always put us first. I want us to understand that. Okay, Hamer began civil rights activist in 1962, continued until her death, declining 9 years later. She was known for her use of her spiritual hymns and quotes as her resilience in leading the civil rights movement for African American women in Mississippi. She was extorted, threatened, and harassed, shot at, and even brutally assaulted by white supremacists and police while to register for and exercise her rights to vote. She later helped encourage thousands of African Americans in Mississippi to become registered voters and helped hundreds of disenfranchised people in her local area throughout her work in programs like the Freedom Farm Cooperative. She unsuccessfully ran for Mississippi Senate in '64 and in Mississippi State Senate in 1971. In 1970, she led legal action against the government of Sunflower County, Mississippi, for continued illegal segregation. Hamer died, like again, March 14th, 1977, age 59. Mount Van, Mississippi. Her memory service was widely attended. Eulogy was delivered to the U.S. Ambassador, United States, Andrew Young. She was posthumously inducted to National Women Hall of Fame 1993. Fannie Lou Hamer was born October 6, 1917 in Montgomery County, Mississippi, the last of 20 children. Wow. Children of Ella and James Townsend. Some of their animal stock was mysterious poison. Hamer suspected a local white supremacist had caused deaths of their livestock and said of this incident, our stocks got poisoned. We know this white man had done it. That white man did it because we were getting somewhere. White people never like to see Negroes get a little success. All this stuff is no secret in the state of Mississippi. Thereafter, she and her husband moved to Sunflower County in 1919 to work as sharecroppers on W.D. Marlowe's plantation. From age 6, she picked cotton with her family. During the winter of 1924 through 1930, she attended the plantation one-bedroom school, providing for the sharecroppers' children, open between picking seasons. She loved reading and excelled in speaking bees. Wow, you know that. And recite poetry. That's what she stopped developing spiritual hymns at the time. But at 12, she had to leave school to help support her aging parents. By the age 19, she picked 200 to 300 pounds in parentheses 90 to 140 kilogram of cotton daily, despite of this figure laid as a result of polio. Family continued to develop her reading, interpretation skills, and Bible study at her church. In later years, Lawrence Guyot admired her ability to connect the biblical exhortations for liberation at the struggle for civil rights. Anytime she wanted to move in and out to any frame of reference. In 1944, after the plantation owners discovered what she was liberated, she was selected as his time in record keeping. The following year, she married Perry Pap Hamer, a tractor driver on the Marlow plantation, and they remarried there for the next 18 years. And she has saying, we had little money so we could take care of her and raise her. She was quickly sickly when I got to her, suffer from mutilation. She got run over a car. Her leg was broken, so she only in 4th grade now. The Hamers lately raised 2 girls whom they decided to adopt. One died eternal hemorrhage after she was denied admission to the local hospital account of her mother activism. I want y'all to think about this. I'm gonna go and continue. Think about this, family. They said this land is the home of the brave and for the free and stuff. And we helped build this country. We fight for the rights. We fight their wars. We follow rules and regulations. And only just want your child to live to get the same treatment as white people. And at that time, they denied. And while other people could look in our faces and say, that's right. I want y'all to think about that while I'm reading, when I want to finish, while I'm going to keep on reading that. I had to put that in because it's still happening today to a certain extent on many levels. Hamer became interested in the African-American civil rights movement in the 50s. She heard leading the local movement at the annual Regional Council of Negro Leadership, in parentheses, RCNL, conference held in Mount Bayonne, Mississippi. The annual conference discussing Black voters' rights and among civil rights issues facing by Black communities in the area. Civil rights activism. In 1962, Hamer first learned about the constitutional right to vote for volunteers, the Student Nonviolent Coordination Committee, which had visited her in Mount Bayou. She began to take direct political action in the civil rights movement. On August 31st, she traveled to Indianola, Mississippi, to unsuccessfully attempt to register to vote with other activists in taking the state radical target literacy test. When she returned to the plantation that night, she was immediately fired by Marlowe, who had warned her against trying to register. Her husband was required to stay on Marlowe's land until the end of the harvest. Hamer moved between home for the next several days for protection. On September 10th, while staying with friends, Mary Tucker, Hamer was shot at 16 times in a drive-by shooting by white supremacists. Now I want to hold it right here. See, at that time, it was still slavery in the certain parts of the South, especially in Alabama and Mississippi. Now it became outlawed in the, I believe, in the early 70s, late 60s, early 70s. Don't quote me on that. But between those times, that's finally became outlawed. That's when the federal government had to come in and overrule the state legislation and stuff like that. So you understand, they consist of slaves. And Fannie Lou Hamer had to fight through that. Her husband had to fight through that. I want you to understand that. The history. From that time, about 7 years later, they finally stopped slavery. Something to think about. Okay. Hamer moved between homes on the next several days for the protection on September 10th while staying with friend Mary Tucker. Hamer was shot 16 times in a drive-by shooting with white supremacists. Okay, I read that. No one was injured in the event. The next day, Hamer and her family evacuated to nearby Tallahatchie County for fear for retaliation by the Ku Klux Klan over attempt to vote that remained nearly 3 months. On December 4th, after returning to her home, she went to the courthouse in Indianola to take the literacy test again, but failed, and it was turned away. Famer told the registrar that you see me every 30 days till I pass. And she had a saying, I guess if I have any sense, I have been a little scared. But what the point of being scared? The only thing that could do was kill me. And it kind of seems that they've been trying to do that a little bit at a time since I could remember. Fannie Lou Hamer. Okay, this at the time registered to vote. On January 10th, 1963, Hamer took the literacy test for the 3rd time. She was successful and was informed that she was now a registered voter in the state of Mississippi. That's heroic. However, when she attempted to vote that falls, she discovered her registration gave her no actual power to vote in the county. Required voters had 2 poll tax receipts. That's correct. What they try to do to us, including now. This requirement had emerged in some mostly formed confederated states. Emerged in some mostly formed confederate states. At the right to vote was first given to all races by the 1870 ratification of the 15th Amendment to this United States Constitution. These laws, along with the literacy test, with the government literacy test and local government acts on corruption, were used against blacks and Native Indians. Hamer later paid for the aggregate for the resist poll tax receipts. And her one time I'm saying we have been waiting all our lives and still getting killed. We getting hung, getting beat to death. Now we tired to wait. Amen. Fannie Lou Hamer. As continuing. Hamer had begun to become more involved. The student nonviolent coordinating committee after these incidents. She attended many Southern Christian Leaders Conference, in parentheses, SCLC, which she at times taught classes for also various SNCC workshops. She traveled to gather signatures for petitions to attempt to be granted federal resources for impoverished Black families across the South. She also became a field secretary for voter registration and welfare programs for the SNCC. Although many of these first actions was attempt to register more Black voters in Mississippi, was met with many of the same problems Hamer had tried to register suffer. Police brutality. After becoming a field secretary for the SNCC in 1963, Hamer decided to attend pro-citizen conference by the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. I already said that already. In Charleston, South Carolina. Traveled in a transit home with coal activists. The party stopped for a break in Winona, Mississippi. Some of the activists was inside a local cafe, but were refused service by the waitress shortly after. A Mississippi State Highway patrolman took out his billy club and intimidated the activists to leave. One of those groups decided to take down the officer license plate. While doing so, the patrolman and the police chief entered the cafe and arrested the party. Hamer left the bus, inquired if she could continue their journey back to Greenwood, Mississippi. At that point, the officer arrested her as well. Once in the county jail, Hamer colleagues was beaten by the police in the booking room, including 50-year-old June Johnson, for not saying sir. In her reply to officers, Hamer was taken to a cell where 2 inmates was ordered by the state troopers to beating her using a blackjack. The police ensured that she was held during the almost fatal beating. When she started to scream, beating her further. Another in her group was beaten until she unable to talk. The third teenager was beaten, stomped on, and stripped. Wow. An activist from the SNCC came to see next day to see if they could help, but beating until her eyes were shut, he did not address the officer as in the expected deferred matter. Hamer was released on June 12, 1963. She needed more than a month to recuperate from the beatings and never fully recovered. Wow. That's why, yes, she was suffering till she passed away in 1977. That explains it. Through the incident had profound physical and physiological effect, including a blood clot over her left eye and permanent damage on one of her kidneys. Let me read that again. Through the incident had profound physical and physiological effect, including a blood clot over her left eye and the permanent damage on one of her kidneys. Family. I'm going to stop right there and I'm going to continue. Picture what the Constitution is saying. And they keep on turning us down and getting beat up time and time again. And she got lasting permanent damage until she passed away in 1977. Now, at that time, she also fought against police brutality too. I need to throw that in. This is Let me carry my thought here that she returned to Mississippi to organize voting registration, drive through the Freedom Ballot campaign, and the Freedom Summer attended the following year. She was known to the volunteers, Freedom Summer, most whom were young, white, and from northern states, as mother figures who believed that civil rights efforts should be multiracial in the nation. In addition to her northern guests, Hamer played host to Tuskegee University students, activist Sammy Young Jr. and Wendell Paris. Young and Paris grew to become profile activists and organizers under Hamer's tutelage. Young was murdered in 1966 at a standard gas station in Macon County, Alabama, for using white-only restrooms. Freedom Democrat Party and Congress run. Let's go, family. In 1964, Hamer helped co-found Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, MFDP, in an effort to prevent the regional all-white Democratic Party attempts to stifle African American voices and to ensure they was a party of all people that did not stand for any of exploitation and discrimination, especially towards minorities. Following the co-founder of MFDP, Hamer and other activists traveled to the 1964 Democrat National Convention to stand an official delegate from the state of Mississippi, where it was Hamer's turn to speak. Then President Lyndon B. Johnson to assure that she receives no airtime for simultaneously holding arbitrary press conference. Wow. All of this is her saying, all of this is on account. We want to register to become first-class citizens. If the Freedom Democratic Party is not seated now, I question America. Is this America, the land of the free and the home of the brave, where we have sleep with our telephones off the hook because our lives is threatened daily, because we want to live as decent human beings in America? Very little Hamer. Senator Hubert Humphreys tried to propose a compromise on behalf of the president that would give Freedom Democrat Party 2 seats. He stated this will lead to a reform convention in 1968. The MFDP rejected compromise with him saying, we didn't come all the way here to compromise for no more than we got in here. We didn't come here all this way for no seats when all of us is tired. Afterwards, all the white members from the Mississippi delegation walked off. In 1968, the MFDP was finally seated after all Democratic Party adopt was a clause with demanding equality and representation from the state delegation. In 72, Hamer was elected as National Party delegate. Freedom Farm Cooperative, and later activists. In 1964, Hamer unsuccessfully ran for the seat U.S. Senate. She continued to work other projects, including grassroots levels, Head Start program, Dr. Martin Luther King, Junior Poor People Campaign. With the help of Julia Lester and Mary Barres, she published her autobiography in 1967. She said that was tired of all this beating. There's so much hate. Only God kept the Negro sane. Hamer sought equality across all aspects of society. In Hamer view, African Americans was not technically free if they were not afford the same opportunity as whites, including those in the agriculture industry. Sharecroppers was the most common form of post-slavery activists and income of the South. The new the New Deal era expanded so that many blacks was physical and economically displaced due to the various projects appearing around the country. Hamer did not wish to have blacks to be dependent on any group any longer. She wanted to give a voice through an agricultural movement. That was very big. James Eastland, a white senator, was among the groups of people who sought to keep African Americans disenfranchised and segregated from influence or segregated from society. I'm sorry. His influence of overreaching agriculture industrial often suppressed minority groups to keep whites as only power force in America. I'm gonna hold it right there. Now, when I was talking about of other heroes, I was talking about in the South. When I'm talking about the Dixieland Congress and Democrats and stuff, that's what I'm talking about. That's what James Eastland. He was one of those main ones trying to keep us included, trying to keep us away from the dream. So he was a Democrat, but there was a lot of DC Democrats. You got I believe Strom Thurmond, if I'm not mistaken, he was a Democrat, if I'm not mistaken. You cannot go quote me that, but look it up for yourself. But I believe he was part of that too. And also it was Ku Klux Klan was running Congress back then, especially in the Democratic Party. So I just want to put that in because a lot of us don't know that, but and then they might read up in this and everything. So I want y'all to think on that. Hamer objected to this and consequently pioneered the Freedom Farm Cooperative FFC parentheses in 1969, an attempt to redistribute economic power across groups to solidify an economic stand among African Americans. In the same vein as the Freedom Farm collectively, Hamer partnered with the NCNW for establishing to interact an integrational support program called the Pig Project, provided protein for people which previously who could not afford meat. Hamer made it her mission to make land more accessible to African Americans. To this, she stated a small pig bank with a starter donation for the National Council of Negro Women and 5 boys and 50 gits. Through the pig bank, a family could care for a pregnant female pig until it bore its offspring. Subsequently, they would raise the piglets and use them for food and financial gain. Within 5 years, thousands of pigs was available for breeding. Hamer used it for success of the bank to begin fundraising for the main farmers corporation. She was able to convince then editor of the Harvard Crimson, James Fallows, to write an article that advocated for donations for the FFC. Eventually, the FFC had raised around $8,000, which allowed him to purchase 40 acres of land previously owned by a black farmer who could no longer afford I could not no longer afford to occupy the land. This land became Freedom Farm. The farmer had 3 main objections. These were established an agriculture organization that could supplement the new. Don't know they cross these words out. Nutrios need of America's most disenfranchised people to provide acceptance, housing development, and to create a entrepreneur business incubator that could provide resource for new companies and retrain of those with limited education but manual labor experience. Over time, the FFC offend various services such as a financial counseling, a scholarship fund, and a housing agency. Okay. The FFC aided in securing 35 federal housing administrators, FHA, in parentheses, subsidized housing for struggled black families. Through her success, Hema managed to acquire a new home, which served as an inspiration for others to begin building themselves. The FFC untimely disbanded in 1975 due to lack of funding. That's sad. In 1971, Hamer co-founded the National Women Political Caucus. She emphasized the power women could hold back by acting as voting majority in the country regarding race or ethnic. Says a white mother is no different from a black mother. Amen to that. The only thing is they haven't had as many problems, but we cry the same tears. Later life and death. By having surgery in 1961 to remove a tumor, 47-year-old Himmel was also given a hysterectomy without consent by a white doctor. Wow. This was a part of state. Hold on, family. Hold on. This is crazy. Also given this weapon without consent by a white doctor, this was part of the state Mississippi compulsory sterilization plan to reduce number of poor blacks in the state. Wow. Hamer also credited with the coining phrase Mississippi appertain the economy as a epicement for the involuntary of unforced sterilization of black women common in the South in the 1960s. She came out an extended period of hospital for nervous exhaustion. In 1972, it was hospitalized again in 74 for nervous breakdown. In June 1974, Hamer was said to be extremely poor health. 2 years later, she diagnosed with had surgery for breast cancer. Oh, wow. Hamer died as complications of hypertension and breast cancer on March 14th, 1977, age 59, at Taboran Hospital, Mount Bayon, Mississippi. She was buried in the hometown in Ruleville, Mississippi. Her tombstone is engraved with one famous quote: "I am sick and tired of being sick and tired." Her primary memorial service held at church was complete for An overflow was held in Rouville Central High School, where over 1,500 people attended. Andrew Young, United States ambassador to the United States. Later on, he became the mayor of Atlanta. Now I'm talking about going into the 80s and 90s. Spoke at the RCHS service saying none of us would be there. We are now had she had not been there then. Honors and awards assigned. This is a picture signed honors Freddie Lou Hamer as I work in Rouville. Pay homage to that. Hamer received many awards both in her lifetime and productions. She received a doctorate in law from Shaw University, an honorary degree from Columbia University, Chicago in 1970. Wow. And Howard University in 1972. She was inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame. Hamer also received the Paul Robeson Award for the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, the Mary Church Terrell Award, and honor lifetime member of the Delta Sigma Zeta Theta, the National Sergeant True Mariasis Service Award, in remembrance of her life was given in the U.S. House of Representatives on the 100th anniversary of her birth, October 6, 2017, by Texas Congressman Sheila Jackson Lee, and she's still in Congress to this day. Texas Congresswoman Sheila Jackson. She's part of the Black Caucus. Okay. Tributes, Fannie Lou Hamer Memory Garden in Rouville High School was held by Fannie Lou Hamer Day. 6 years later, the city of Rouville itself celebrate a Fannie Lou Hamer Day. In 1977, Gil Scott Heron and Brian Jackson wrote the 95 South, all in places we have been. It was in parentheses, all in. So look that song up. It's a very powerful song. Gil Scott Heron, that's the one who wrote in the bottom. That was a social song. Anybody that in our community knows what he is. Also, he was the one. The television will not be televised. That's back in the late 60s. That same one, Gil Scott Heron. Throw your little history on that. In Hamer's honor, Tennessee Coulter described in 1994 live solo version the song as a haunted solo. Oh, I forgot to put this on before I continue. Brian Jackson was playing the flute up in the bottom. They both did a lot of work together throughout the years. They made some timeless songs. So I forgot to put that in. I'm sorry to let them out and everything, but I need to throw that in and everything. Okay, in 1994, the Rouville Post Office was named the Fannie Lou Hamer Post Office by an act of Congress. Wow, the same Congress way back then treated like garbage. Isn't that something? Additionally, the Fannie Lou Hamer National Institute on Citizens and Democracy was founded in 1997 as a summer seminar and K-12 workshop program. In 2014, it was merged with the Council of Federated Organization and Proficiency COFO, Civil Rights Education Complex on the campus of Jackson State University, Jackson, to create the Fannie Lou Hamer Institute, COFO, a Human and Civil Rights Interdisciplinary Education Center. The Hamer Institute, COFO, provide a research library and outreach program. There is also a Fairleigh Hamer Library in Jackson. In 2012, a 2012 collector of suites of trumpets and composed Vada Leo Smith, who grew up in the Segregated Mississippi, 10 Freedom Summer, including the Fairleigh Hamer at the Mississippi Freedom Democracy Party, 1964, and one of his 19 suites. A picture book about Hamer life, Voice of Freedom, Fairleigh Hamer, Spirit of the Civil Rights Movement, was written by Carolyn Boston Weatherford, won a Coretta Scott King Award. Hamer is also one of the 28 civil rights icons depicted on the Buffalo, New York Freedom Wall. And a quote from Hamer's speech in 1964, Democrat National Convention, is carved on one of the 11 granite columns in the Civil Rights Garden, Atlantic City, where convention was held. I remember that I did a book report on her. This is back in '79. This was the same year that my younger brother was born. And I remember when I did a book report on her, I got a lot of flack for it. But I stood up because she means so much to me. She died early, at age 59, was not old. And she took the bruises and the pain. So our people in the South, and even throughout this USA, the fight for our humanity. And for me personally, throughout the years, the way how they have things is, I know Fairleigh Hamer is turning a great. Why a lot of us is not sticking together? Why a lot of us is not fighting for each other humanity? And again, I want you to look at my hashtag. I want you to copy it down. I ain't talking about the first one. I'm talking about, matter of fact, copy the 2 down, but I want you to really emphasize the second one. Hashtag Black people, we are part of humanity too. I'm gonna say it again. Hashtag family, we are part of humanity too. And that's what Fairleigh Hamer means to me, and it should mean for the rest of us as melanin people. She was not afraid to fight for our rights throughout Mississippi, the South, and the rest of this USA, where us as melanin people resides at. And it should be a lesson that when we fight for our rights, it's going to be bruises, it's going to be hurt and stuff, and you're going to be dying of that. But to me, it's worth without trying. We should take her spirit and keep on pushing, because she loves us. She wants us to have rights. Even the Constitution, to this day, they say we equal, but like I said before, they still consider us 3/5 of the citizen. Back then, but now they move up to 5/8. We are not free to a certain extent. We are not equal. And that's what our sister, Fairleigh Hamer, fought for that. And her husband was right there. Fairleigh Hamer was right there with her. He was a team player, like I always say. She knows she was leading. In his own way, he was a leader too, but he stand by her and stuck with her. When she's going through pain, he was going through pain too. So he was a strong black man that stuck by her, that even his own way, he fought. He fought with her. And we need to salute him. We just cannot just salute from one or the other. Freddie Lou Hamer, no doubt, our great, she's our great hero. I mean, our great hero. But her husband was right there. Was right there when she was dying. He picked it up and ran with it. He was right there when she passed away. Imagine you getting beat up and your husband trying to save you, and there's no help, and he got to deal with the pain. And then they gave her the hysterectomy. Maybe they want to have a kid or two, and they gave her the hysterectomy without her consent. Picture how he felt, and how she felt, that I want to give him kids to keep this legacy going, keep our legacy going. Harry Hamer is a great man too, but we're gonna put some respect to Fannie Lou Hamer. Why I said she's one of my heroes, because in special education, it's like, don't give up. You fight what you believe in. You fight for the right. So when we get ready to vote in this midterm elections, family, let's understand that a lot is stake of us as a people for our rights, for our humanity to be counted. Because Fannie Lou Hamer was not afraid to fight for our humanity, to fight for our existence. And her husband was right there fighting with her for us. There's a whole lot at stake coming this year, family. There are quite a few people on YouTube of our sector who refuse to talk about it. But I'm going to say something about it, and I don't care if anybody get offended. I'm not talking about the ones in the chat, because the ones in the chat, y'all good. Y'all always on time, not talking about you. I'm talking about the one even listening. I'm talking about the one before, even the ones listening right now that is looking. If you're not willing to be counted of your own humanity and your own self-humanity, especially for us as melanin people, you need to shut the hell up. We don't need no more church. We don't need no more parasite scholars. We need people to step up and us to be counted as human beings of our humanity. Like my hashtag said, Black people, we are part of humanity too. I'm going to say it again. Black people. We are part of humanity too. When are we going to understand that the mindset of white supremacy is winning? The symbolic part of it, the legislation part of it. When is the time that we got to stop being smart? Oh, I'm better than you in this, and I'm better than you in that, until we reach at the same goal to fight for our humanity, just as Fannie Lou Hamer, I call it the great Fannie Lou Hamer has done for us. When are we going to stand up, people? And it goes for me too. It goes for me too. When are we going to stand up, family? When are we going to rely on each other and say it doesn't make a difference how much I know, how book smart you are, how street smart you are, but it's all about learning lessons. It's all about what you learn, what you deal with within yourself in the past and even present. That's what I always say, that I am living proof, because I got something to back it up with. And I'm not talking about the ones in the chat. And I don't care. The ones who don't like it, hit the damn dislike button. Because when you do that, that means you are working under the influence of the mindset of white supremacy. You actually let me know you was a coon or coonette. You actually let me know that you don't give a damn about our humanity, that how we've been fighting for centuries and centuries and centuries to be part of this human race. That's what the late great Fannie Lou Hamer did. So what we got to do, we got to keep her spirit going. Make our own path, yes, but we have to keep her spirit going. And everything what I say, it goes for me too. She died for us, just as other ones in the past did. And while we keep on saying we don't want to be a part of this, we don't want to be a part of, let me explain something to you. I am a black man. I come from a black mother and father. My late father, next year, he made his transition. 29 years. They had been through a lot. They had paved the way for what I'm doing right now. And countless others, famous ones, and the ones not so famous. They paved the way for us to keep our humanity going. Do you know, family, of our humanity, they still consider us last of the human race? I don't know about y'all. I'm not talking about the ones in the chat. The ones in the chat, you are good with me. Y'all show other people to excel of humanity. I'm not talking about the ones in the chat. Y'all keep on do what you got to do, and people outside can learn from y'all. I'm not talking about y'all. You're good with me. But I want to talk about the one of the outside. I want to talk about the outside be thinking y'all got everything figured. You ain't got shit figured out. If you're not willing to help your fellow black man or black woman, when you don't have nothing to figure out, when you're trying to find a way to have businesses in our community, you do not have things figured out. When some of y'all keep on thinking, oh, I don't want to be part of the system. You are part of the damn system. You sleeping on the bed. You wake up. You drink water. You wash your ass. You buy the food. When you see the light, you walk through. You are part of the system. But only I'm saying, let's be part of the system. Let's build on the system, so one day when we have our own, we can lead the system. Let's not lease the system. Let's benefit from the system. Let's keep on building, little brick by brick by brick by brick. And hopefully one day, maybe it might not happen in my lifetime, but in the next lifetime or the next generation, they could say, hey, they paved the way. Now we can have our own. But until then, let's build for our own, little by little, brick by brick, sound by sound, and morally, and just be visual. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go on the chat and I'm gonna shut out to the ones. I appreciate you coming. I was gonna do another one, but I think it's enough. K Black, thank you so much. Like he said, hit the like button for my brother. K Black, he part of LDBC. Check him out. Subscribe and like him. Thank you, my brother. Very much appreciated. Sheehan Wilder, thank you so much, my sister. Beautiful one. My brother, always down. She stays asleep. He also doing a series of Black History Month. I want you to check him out. The powerful one. The real one. She stays asleep. Lennon, support him, please. My brother, thank you so much, family. I forgot to say the rest of the ones before, your family too. Thank you so much. Yeah, please, family, share the show. Y'all can share it, please. Like She Stacy, share this show. Let's make a mark. The Truth Hurts podcast. Thank you so much, brother. Again, welcome to the family. Like I said, I'll be chefing up in the kitchen, and I'll be chefing it up on information, the ones who wants to hear it. Fannie Lou Hamer, she had to put some respect on her name. Even her late, I don't know if her still live or not. They don't say that much. I was looking for it, but they don't say nothing. But let's put some respect. Thanks for Majestic. Thanks for coming. Majestic, I just add you being a moderator. Thank you so much for all your support. So, you know, when you see some stupidness, you need to get them out of here. I know how you work. Black Beauty, another sister, that always thanks for coming. Thanks you so much for your always support, Black Beauty. She'll be bringing some great information. Check out Jarvis Davis. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. Support my brother Jarvis Davis. Oh, thank you so much, Truth Hurts. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me when you say me like that. It keeps me going. It keeps me going. It really does. But Fannie Lou Hamer is our icon. Maybe for the last 25 years, she become American icon, but she was always our icon in our community. And also, let's put some respect on her husband, Perry Hamer. I appreciate that, Leonard. I'm going to keep it. With y'all, I'm going to keep it up. The ones that want to hear from me and the ones who don't, hit the dislike button because I'm still coming. And I'm going to say a few last words, and I'm going to be ghost. Hashtag family. Let's get another championship for our existence. My hashtag, my new hashtag, Black people, we part of humanity too. Let me read that again. Black people, we part of humanity too. We are part of humanity too. Let's stop thinking of us, we last of the human race. We always proven the other nationality in this USA and throughout the world that whatever we create, it comes into existence. Stop listening to parasite bullshit and listen to the real. Stop it. It's hurting us as a people. We want to raise our kids, talking about parasite bullshit. talking about people that paid the way for us, and we actually let some of our people know that they don't exist. That's what we come to, people, but not me. And I know people in the chat too. I know y'all with me. Y'all know y'all in alignment with me, and I'm in line with y'all too. But I'm gonna tell you like this. The underrated darkness, aka the well-rounded Chef JT, ain't afraid. I ain't afraid to push our liberation. I ain't afraid to push our humanity to make sure we be counted in this world. I'm not afraid. Now, some of y'all get offended, and I'm talking about the ones in the chat, the ones looking in. I don't care. It ain't gonna stop me, because I know the ones that is hearing me. I know the ones in the chat, they actually let me know, gotta keep it going. We gotta keep on going. We gotta rely on each other. And I appreciate y'all. And I'm gonna go through the chat again. Because that's what it's all about. Acknowledge people. We want to acknowledge the same parasite bullshit that people ain't saying shit. Ain't willing to pay homage to the ones that paid the way for us in the past. We stand on them. And excuse me, family, I don't like stuff. I don't like when our own people do not want to pay homage to ones who come before us, and we benefit from them today. I know we ain't free. I understand that. We still got ways to go. I understand that. But we gotta fight. We cannot let them go in vain. We can't. K Black Boxing, thank you so much. Seen it, thank you so much. My brother from all the time, She Stay Sleep, thank you so much. Lennon, thank you so much. The Truth Hurt Podcast, thank you so much. Very much appreciated. Welcome to the family. Black Beauty, thank you so much. Majestic, thank you so much. Jarvis, my brother, thank you so much. Jarvis, yeah. Real local gangs. They ain't nothing. They ain't nothing to me. They ain't nothing. Well, what I'm gonna do, family, I want to thank you so much. So much for listening to me, paying attention to me. All I could do is give y'all the real. It's real for me, the information. Just remember, before I closed out, don't let the information be about you. Be part of the information. Share it. Apply it for yourself and share it. And the ones who wants it, you will know. And the ones who don't want it, that's on them. They got to deal with it. But when you hold it for yourself, you're hurting yourself. You're stopping your growth. And I want y'all to remember that. Thank you, family. And I am Ghost.